YouTube, what is good, bro? Going, what is good, and we are back with another video. And welcome to the first ever episode of What's in My Inventory, a brand new series here on the channel where I'll be showing you guys my recent Jrpg pickups every month, discussing my experience so far of each game and whether I feel each game is worth picking up. So without further ado, let's dive into what's in my inventory for the months of September and October 2023. So during September, a crap ton of Jrpgs came out, and before I even gave it thought, I knew my pocket would be screaming. But luckily for me, September is actually my birthday month, and a huge shout has to go to my beautiful partner and my mother dearest for blessing me with 3 of the games I really wanted for the months. Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD remasters. So let's start off with the first game I got in September, with that game being the Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD remasters. I had eagerly been awaiting the release of these classic GameCube JRPGs from the moment it was announced. Having only played the first Baten Kaitos when I was younger, being able to replay one of my favourite GameCube JRPGs just felt amazing. I'm only around 8 hours into the game so far, but from what I played, it actually feels like a fresh experience, and it's been so long since I last played the game. So with this of course being a remaster, the game just looks and feels so much more fresh and modern, with that remastered fresh coat of paint over it and some really nice quality of life improvements made along the way. So Baten Kaitos for me has always been one of the more unique JRPGs, especially from a combat standpoint where the battles are essentially card based. Now this may scare some people off when it comes to combat, but the cards essentially work as attack or defense cards that can be chained together, allowing you to make your own combos, making for a really fun yet addictive gameplay loop. So I would say another big reason why I really wanted the remasters for this game was mainly because of Baten Kaitos 2, or better known as Baten Kaitos 2 Origins, which is actually a game I never got the chance to play. I personally started off with the first Baten Kaitos mainly for nostalgia and because I haven't played it in so long, but I'm really excited to get around to playing Origins at some point for the first time. So for me personally, I feel the Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD remasters are 100% worth picking up, and if this is your first experience with these classic games, they are finally made more accessible with this remastered version being made available on the Nintendo Switch. This is definitely an experience I feel is worth your time and money in 2023. The Legend of Nayuta Boundless Trails. So moving on to one of my favourite pickups I've played so far, we have the Legend of Nayuta Boundless Trails. Not officially linked with the Trails series, but under the same name, The Legend of Nayuta serves as a spin-off action RPG from legendary developers Neon Falcon. The game was actually first released in Japan on the PSP back in 2012 and later got a PS4 port releasing in Japan once again in 2021. The game finally made its Western debut on September 19, 2023, where I was finally able to pick up this game and play it. So prior to the game's Western release, I'd actually never heard of The Legend of Nayuta, so getting to experience a spin-off game from one of my favourite series and developers of all time was going to be amazing. So I pretty much went into the game blindfolded with only the initial announcement trailer to go off, but being as the game was made by Falcon and as mentioned was a spin-off game of the Trails series, I was always going to play it. So Boundless Trails is actually a game I'm still playing, and I'm around 10 hours into the game so far. The game just has such a cozy, relaxing and chill vibe when I play it, and the action combat feels super fluid and fun to play, and it's very similar in truth to games like Heist and Tokyo Xanadu, which are 2 incredible titles in their own right from Falcon. So the characters within this game so far are super charming and very likeable, and so far I'm really enjoying the story and just my overall experience with the game. I decided to get this game on the Switch since this game was originally on the PSP and it plays and looks so good undocked when playing on the Switch. So The Legend of Nayuta is a super short game with high replayability, with the game clocking in at around 19 hours for the main story with around 42 hours to do everything there is to do. This is a game I'm having an absolute blast with, and in truth is actually a game I would recommend to newcomers of JRPGs. I feel it's for sure a sleeper this year with so many bigger JRPG titles releasing, but for me it's super fun and an all-round cozy experience, and it's definitely a JRPG I feel everyone should be checking out. Fate Samurai Remnant. So coming in with the last release of September, and actually released on a very special day for me personally, my birthday, Fate Samurai Remnant is easily my favourite JRPG pickup from the month of September. Right from the game's first announcement, Fate Samurai Remnant was a game I just knew I had to have. With the game's Edo-Japan aesthetic, which is one of my favourite periods in history, and the game being centred around samurai and one of my favourite anime series in Fate, I already knew this was a game I was going to love. To say Fate Samurai Remnant has far exceeded my expectations in such a short space of time would be an understatement. For me personally, I'm absolutely in love with this game, and it's the game I've been playing the most out of all the JRPG pickups I've gotten so far. From the game's beautiful world design, an amazing soundtrack, super fluid fun action based combat, a deep and gripping story and a cast of super likeable characters, out of a year that's been stacked full of some amazing JRPG releases, Fate Samurai Remnant has easily climbed up there in the rankings and is most definitely on the list for my favourite JRPG releases to come out from this year. So I am currently 14 hours into this game, and I can most definitely say it's a game I recommend highly to others. The game just has this perfect blend of story and world building with such fun combat to boot, and the game doesn't overwhelm you with deep combat mechanics but slowly introduces you to newer ones as the story progresses. So if you guys couldn't already tell, I am so in love with Fate Samurai Remnant, and it's a game I will be finishing before I dive into some of the other JRPGs I have picked up over the past month. It's a game 100% worth your time and worth your money, and as mentioned, is for me personally a real sleeper this year. So definitely add this game to your wishlist if you haven't already, and it's definitely an experience I feel any fan of video games would enjoy. Disgaea 7 Vows of the Virtueless. And finally moving on to the final October pickup, we have Disgaea 7 Vows of the Virtueless. So if you guys know me well or are fans of the channel, the Disgaea series of games have always been some of my favourite strategy games of all time. The games never take themselves too seriously, but always have such a fun and addictive gameplay loop with some brilliant writing and cast of characters to boot. So far I've put around 4 hours into Disgaea 7, and when I do get some downtime from the storm of JRPGs releasing, I will be getting back on this game, but I have been putting in a few hours here and there along the way. For me, the Disgaea games have always been super chill and are games I have never really rushed to get through, as the games have insane replayability and just that overall fun factor about them. As mentioned, the stories never take themselves too seriously, but the cast of lovable and wacky characters and the really fun gameplay loop make for such a fun experience. I could definitely say from my short time with the game so far, Disgaea 7 feels like such a big step up from Disgaea 6, which was a game I wasn't too fond of, especially after coming off the high of my favourite Disgaea entry in Disgaea 5. So for me personally, I feel the jump from the game's traditional 2D sprite based graphics, which made the Disgaea games unique, to the now more modern 3D graphics is slowly improving, and the series has made some serious strides from the short jump from the 6th game to the now 7th game in the series. I am a huge fan personally, as mentioned previously, of Edo Japan, so having that be the main aesthetic premise of this game was a huge plus for me. Disgaea games have always been games I've enjoyed so much, and if this is your first experience with a Disgaea game or you are thinking of getting into this series, I don't think there is a better time than now to get into this amazingly wacky and fun series. So that'll do it for this video guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. So that was what was in my inventory for the month of September and October 2023. I'd love to know what games, and they don't have to be JRPGs, that you picked up recently, so please let me know down below in the comments. So please like, sub, share if you're new, hit that notification bell so you get notified of my videos first, and I hope I can be you guys' #1 source for all JRPG news. So from me too, this has been your bruv, the big bruv, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace!